If you're eating these 7 foods, you're literally aging your DNA faster than smoking cigarettes. I know that sounds impossible, but scientists have discovered that certain everyday foods are secretly shortening your telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA that control how fast you age. I'm going to show you the exact foods that are damaging your genetic code at the cellular level and why most people have no idea this is happening. By the end of this video, you'll know which foods to stop eating immediately if you want to protect your DNA and slow down aging. Let me start with the most shocking one first. Food number 1, sugar-sweetened beverages. That soda you're drinking? It's not just making you gain weight, it's literally shortening your life at the DNA level. A groundbreaking study from UCSF followed over 5,000 healthy adults and found something terrifying. People who drank just one 20-ounce soda per day had telomeres that looked 4.6 years older than their actual age. That's equivalent to the DNA damage caused by smoking. Here's what's happening. The liquid sugar creates massive oxidative stress in your bloodstream. Your cells have to work overtime to process this sugar bomb, and during that process, your telomeres, those protective DNA caps, get damaged and shortened. But here's the part that really blew my mind. This aging effect starts within hours of drinking the soda. It's not something that happens over years. Your DNA is getting damaged every single time you drink liquid sugar. The worst part? This includes healthy drinks like fruit juice, sports drinks, and even that trendy kombucha if it's loaded with added sugar. If it comes in a bottle and tastes sweet, it's probably attacking your DNA. Food number 2, processed meat. Bacon, hot dogs, deli meat, pepperoni, these aren't just bad for your heart, they're systematically destroying your telomeres. The multi-ethnic study of atherosclerosis tracked 840 people and discovered that eating just one serving of processed meat per week shortened telomeres equivalent to 3.4 years of aging. One serving per week. But why is processed meat so toxic to your DNA? 3 reasons. First, the nitrates and nitrites used as preservatives create compounds called N-nitroso compounds in your gut. These are directly genotoxic. They damage DNA on contact. Second, processed meats are loaded with advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These form when proteins and sugars are heated together, and they create inflammatory compounds that attack your telomeres. Third, the high sodium content creates chronic inflammation throughout your body, and inflammation is one of the fastest ways to shorten telomeres. Here's what's crazy. Regular red meat didn't show the same effect. It's specifically the processing, the chemicals, the preservatives, the high heat cooking that makes these foods so destructive to your DNA. Food number 3, white bread and refined carbohydrates. This one surprised me because white bread seems so harmless, but Spanish researchers followed 287 children and teens for years and found that higher consumption of white bread and refined grains was directly linked to shorter telomeres. Here's the mechanism. Refined carbohydrates spike your blood sugar rapidly, creating what scientists call glycemic stress. Your body has to produce massive amounts of insulin to deal with this sugar bomb, and during that process, your telomeres, those protective DNA caps, get damaged and shortened. But there's a second problem. Refined grains are stripped of all their protective antioxidants and fiber, so not only are they creating oxidative stress, they're providing none of the nutrients your body needs to repair that damage. Think about it. White bread, white pasta, white rice, crackers, pastries, these are all refined carbohydrates that are essentially sugar in disguise. Every time you eat them, you're aging your DNA. Food number 4, fried foods. Here's something that will change how you think about French fries forever. Stanford researchers just discovered that cooking at high temperatures doesn't just create harmful compounds, it actually damages the DNA in the food itself, and your body absorbs that damaged DNA. When you fry foods at high heat, two things happen. First, the oils break down and create toxic compounds like acrylamide and advanced glycation end products. These directly damage your cells and telomeres. But here's the new discovery. The high heat damages the DNA in the food itself. When you eat that fried chicken or those French fries, you're literally eating damaged DNA, and your body incorporates that damage into your own genetic material. The researchers found that a single serving of fried meat contained thousands times more DNA damage than the supposedly harmful compounds everyone was worried about. We've been looking at the wrong thing this whole time. But here's what really shocked me. Your body has enzymes specifically designed to filter out damaged DNA components. The problem is when you eat fried foods regularly, you overwhelm these protective systems. Food number 5, high fructose corn syrup. You already know high fructose corn syrup is bad for you, but you probably don't know why it's so specifically toxic to your DNA. Unlike glucose, which every cell in your body can process, fructose can only be metabolized by your liver. So when you eat something with high fructose corn syrup, your liver gets hit with this massive sugar load all at once. This creates what scientists call hepatic oxidative stress. Essentially, your liver cells start producing massive amounts of free radicals. These free radicals don't just stay in your liver, they circulate throughout your bloodstream, attacking telomeres in every cell they encounter. But here's the kicker. Fructose also triggers inflammation in your gut, creating something called leaky gut syndrome. This allows bacterial toxins to enter your bloodstream, creating chronic body-wide inflammation that continuously shortens your telomeres. The scary part? High fructose corn syrup is hidden in thousands of products. Bread, salad dressing, yogurt, crackers, even healthy granola bars if it's loaded with added sugar. You could be consuming telomere-shortening fructose without even knowing it. Food number 6, artificial sweeteners. You might think switching to diet soda or artificial sweeteners solves the problem, but new research shows these may be even worse for your DNA. A study from North Carolina State University found that sucralose, the artificial sweetener in Splenda, breaks down in your body to create a compound called sucralose 6-acetate. This compound is what scientists call genotoxic. It directly damages your DNA and chromosomes. But it gets worse. The same study found that artificial sweeteners damage your gut lining, creating chronic inflammation and allowing toxins to leak into your bloodstream. This creates the perfect storm for telomere damage. And here's something that should terrify you. Another study found that artificial sweeteners actually increase the transfer of antibiotic-resistant genes between bacteria in your gut. They're literally making the harmful bacteria in your body stronger and more dangerous. The researchers concluded that artificial sweeteners raise significant health and safety concerns and shouldn't be in the food supply, yet they're in thousands of products. Food number 6, cooked meat at high temperatures. This is about how you cook, not just what you cook. When you grill, barbecue, or roast meat at high temperatures, you create compounds called heteroclitic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. These are directly mutagenic. They damage DNA. But here's the new science. Stanford researchers found that high-temperature cooking creates massive amounts of damaged DNA in the food itself. They tested beef, pork, and chicken cooked at normal cooking temperatures and found DNA damage levels 10 times higher after cooking. The most damaged DNA component they found was deoxyuridine, and they found it at levels of 300 parts per million in cooked meat. That's milligram quantities of damaged DNA and a single serving.
When they fed this damaged DNA to mice, it was absorbed into the intestinal DNA and caused double-strand breaks in chromosomes. That's the exact type of DNA damage that leads to cancer and accelerated aging. The solution isn't to stop eating meat, it's to cook it at lower temperatures for shorter times. Slow cooking, poaching, and steaming preserve the nutritional value while avoiding the DNA damage. So there you have it, 7 foods that are literally aging your DNA faster than time itself. Sugar-sweetened beverages, processed meat, white bread, fried foods, high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, and high-temperature cooked meat. The good news is your telomeres can recover.
Studies show that people who switch to a Mediterranean diet rich in vegetables, fruits, fish, and healthy fats can actually lengthen their telomeres over time. The most important thing you can do right now is eliminate these DNA-damaging foods and replace them with telomere-protective foods like leafy greens, berries, nuts, and wild-caught fish. Your future self will thank you for every sugary drink you don't drink and every piece of processed meat you skip. Because when it comes to aging, what happens at the cellular level today determines how you'll feel and look decades from now. If this opened your eyes to how food affects your DNA, you need to watch my next video where I reveal the 5 foods that actually repair and lengthen your telomeres. These are the scientifically proven longevity foods that can literally reverse cellular aging. So subscribe now and click that bell icon so that you will be notified when the new video drops. This is the longevity journey, and I will see you in the next one.